All right, so now we're going to be setting up what's called ring groups. We've talked about what an extension is. So extension is a phone, and it's a phone that has a specific extension. So when you dial 101, it will ring this specific phone versus that specific phone. But how do you make it so that when you call a number, a bunch of phones ring at the same time? We're going to do that called ring groups. So let's go over what a ring group is here in the PBX software. So once you log in, you're just going to forgot how to log in, you just type in the IP address that you set up into your web browser when you were setting up the IP when you installed FreePBX. And then you're going to scroll down here in the Applications menu and you're going to go to Ring Groups. So Ring Groups is right over here. Now, from Ring Groups, I'm going to hit Add Ring Group. Now, the first thing you're going to have is the ring group number. So if you actually want to ring every phone in the business, what number is that going to be? So I'm going to name this ring group here customer service. So that's going to be the main set of phones that ring when you call the main business number. So we're going to have 101, the receptionist, 201, an employee, 301, another employee, 401, another employee, 501, another employee, and 601, another employee ring. Notice how it's going to ring everybody but the boss. So this ring group will ring everybody besides the boss. Now, the way this is going to work is we're going to set it so that if there's no answer, it's going to go to the receptionist's voicemail. This is important. We're only going to have this stuff go to the receptionist's voicemail. It's not going to randomly go about different voicemail boxes. It's not going to go to its own mailbox. It's going to go to the primary receptionist's voicemail if it doesn't ring. And it's only going to ring these phones. You also may want to think about ring time here. How long should it ring before it goes to voicemail? 20 seconds is the default. At my business, I increased this to 30 seconds because very often we're running and doing a bunch of different things at the same time, and we get to the phone right as it stops ringing. So you may want to adjust that ring time based on the business that you're dealing with and how, just take a look at how they answer their phones and how things work. And that's pretty much that. There's not much to it. So we're going to submit our changes here. Now we're going to create another ring group, and this is going to be called boss. So when you call this ring group, it's only going to go to his extension. It's not going to go to everybody else's. And further, it's going to go to his voicemail box. So it's not going to go to this is not going to go to the receptionist's voicemail box. So again, if you call the boss's direct number, so if we call the boss's ring group and we're applying for a job as a receptionist because he's firing the receptionist, do we want that to go to the receptionist's voicemail or the boss's voicemail? We want that to go to the boss's voicemail. So just be thinking about these things at all times. Now from here, we're going to go into setting up inbound routes. So now that we've set up extensions, we've set up phones, and we've set up inbound route, we've set up ring groups. Now we can set up inbound routes. So what an inbound route is, the inbound route means when the trunk says that somebody's calling on line 347-552-2258. So when Voice Pulse sends a message to my PBX and says, hey, somebody's calling 347-552-2258, what do we do with that? Where do we send that? So I've set up the trunk. I've set up the trunk, which is the connection to Voice Pulse, but I haven't set up inbound calling. I haven't set up, what do you do when you get an inbound call? What should happen? And we can set that up with inbound routes. But in order to set up inbound routes, I needed to get across the idea of an extension, which is a phone, and the idea of a ring group, which is ring this group of phones when this person calls this number. So let's go over to inbound routes next. We're going to set that up, and we'll be very close to having a fully functional phone system.